All right, welcome back to video number 2. In this video, we're going to be continuing to discuss nouns, but we're going to be adding on concrete nouns, abstract nouns, and collective nouns. All right, so let's start with concrete nouns. Now, these are nouns that need to be perceived by 2 or more of the 5 senses. Okay, just a reminder, the 5 senses, we got sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. Abstract nouns are nouns that name ideas, feelings, or qualities. Let's take a look at some of these images so we can practice telling the difference between concrete and abstract. Cookies, chocolate chip cookies that are cooking in the oven, you can smell them, you can taste them, or you can feel them. Those are going to be an example of concrete nouns. Now, the hunger that you might have in your stomach when you are smelling these cookies, that's going to be an abstract noun. If you are having open heart surgery, the surgeon can feel your heart, your human heart. But love, that's typically represented by the symbol of a heart, is something that's abstract. You can feel a basketball, but the success and the joy you might feel from winning a game is going to be an abstract noun. Next up, we have collective nouns. And collective nouns are nouns that name a group of people or things. What's important about collective nouns is that they are functioning as singular, not plural. What I mean by that is when we look at this bottom picture here, we can see the same thing, but we can define it as 2 different things. We could say they're students, or we can say that it is a class. The class is what's singular. Students is plural, right? Because when we look at the word students, we're saying that there are multiple students and it's functioning as a plural word. If we're looking at it as a whole, we're going to say it's a class. And when we look at that in a sentence, we know that it's functioning as a singular word. When we look at the picture above, I can see here that's a flock. And that functions as a singular word. Other singular word that encapsulates a group of people or things could be a team, an audience, a herd. Those are just a few examples of collective nouns. It's a singular word, but that's naming a group of people or things. Let's dive into practicing identifying these 3 types of nouns that we learned about today in these practice sentences. As always, a reminder that it's your job to write these sentences out, so you can pause the video, you can take a second to write them down, and then also annotate them like we do in the video. Okay? So, first off, when we identify nouns, I want to remind you that the final goal is to be able to identify all nouns by all their various types. So something could be both concrete and common. Something could be proper and abstract. However, in this case today, just in this video, we're going to focus on just labeling the nouns by concrete, abstract, and or collective. So let's jump into number 1. Dr. Palmer is an expert in Greek Orthodox Christianity. When I read through this sentence, I'm already seeing some things stick out to me, right? I'm seeing some names, I'm seeing some ideas, and I'm seeing some things, right? So my first noun that I see here is Dr. Palmer. I see expert, and I see Greek Orthodox Christianity, and this is functioning as a whole. And we remember that that means it's compound, but I'm just not going to label that for right now. Same thing with Dr. Palmer. But I do know that out of the three things that we practiced today, concrete, abstract, and collective, I know that this is concrete. I could shake Dr. Palmer's hand. Same thing with expert. That is also concrete. Someone is an expert. That's a thing that can be interacted with in the five senses. Finally, I have Greek Orthodox Christianity. Now, this is necessarily something that you can physically interact with, but there would be more nouns that would be specific in what I would interact with it in. So I'm going to actually label this as abstract. Okay. Number 2, the audience gave a standing ovation to the orchestra and chorus after their brilliant performance. A couple things that are standing out to me. Number 1, I have audience. I have ovation. I have orchestra, chorus, and performance. So I have 5 nouns in this sentence. Majority of them are those collective nouns. Nouns that are functioning as a singular word but are representing a group of people or things. That would be audience, orchestra, and chorus. Those things are also concrete. I could interact with them. I could hear them. Ovation and performance are just going to be concrete. All right, this last part you are going to do on your own. It's your chance to write your own sentence. Of course, you can use the sentences that we practice with above as models, but I do want you to be creative with the sentence you come up with. Couple rules. You must include a collective noun and a concrete or abstract noun. And I need you to label all nouns in your sentence as collective, concrete, and abstract, just like we did above with identifying those nouns. And your last step, I need you to head to Teams and then complete video number 2, noun survey, for credit for completing your second grammar video.